Okay, I don't think you understand the gravity of the situation. We're fighting a beetle now. They're very terrifying. I mean, do you hear that music? Do you see this build-up? There's nothing more terrifying than this man, other than the other 7 bosses of this game. Alright, so, Gravity Beetle. First off, Blast Hornet stage, I mentioned that there is an effect by completing that one little minigame, I guess? I punched boxes successfully, and that means those boxes weren't taken over to this stage, which means they're not in the way of me grabbing this heart over here. There we go. So yeah, like I've said, not many stage effects in this game, but there's one of them, I guess. Alright, so this time around, pretty good stage. I like the background. It's got some pretty cool gimmicks too. However, actually I think there's a mini-boss here, isn't there? I believe, yep, okay, here he is, it's Bite. He is here to take a bite out of justice.
I'm Bite and I'm going to kill you. That's it, that's all I'm gonna say.
And, okay, so Bite doesn't have much to say. He also doesn't have much to his fight. So he throws out this little, like, magnet mine thing. I hesitate to call it a mine, though, because it doesn't actually do damage if it touches you, which would have made this battle a little bit more difficult, but otherwise, yeah, no, it just tries to attract you to the wall so that he can ram you. It's pretty easy to dodge him, normally. Even easier to dodge him is Zero, who is able to air dash and double jump. Sorry to say, you chose a very bad time to actually present yourself, Bite. You stood no chance.
Alright, well, you got me this time, but next time I'm gonna think of, like, a second attack or something. You won't defeat me that time.
Alright, so, in case you're wondering, Bite's weaknesses are Tornado Fang and Ray Splasher, so I could have killed him. I can also pick up this new Chimera armor, so once we find the Ride Armor station, I might be able to equip that, or I might not. Kinda depends. Also, this is a very fun weapon. I do love just, I guess, targeting people and then just, like, trapping them somehow and then throwing them into people. Sure, yeah, whatever. I don't get it entirely, but it's fun. Obviously not super effective if it can't actually affect a person, so if it's not an insta-kill, then it's kinda useless. Anyway, though, so, I wanted to mention this time around, the way that I know the Mega Man X OST. So, the OST uses the Japanese names of the Mavericks, so, you know, already kind of unfamiliar names, and, you know, they just sound different when they've been Romanized. But the better part of it is that the names of every Maverick for the tracks are in all caps, so they are yelled. Like in the first game where you get Icy Penguigo. And in fact, I didn't actually use that armor here. I forget why, because H is actually something that should have worked, right? H should be Hawk, I think. Ah well, we'll see it later either way. Regardless, but yeah, I mention that because this game has some particularly good boss names for the Japanese version. You get names such as Explodes Hornak, Frozen Buffaleo, Acid Sea-Force, Electric Namazuros, Scissors Shrimper, Screw Cider, Shining Tigard. And of course, I'm saving this one for last because the boss of this stage is named Gravity Beetle, which is a very fun title. Honestly, we should just change the names of beetles to Beat Boods. They should just be Beat Boods now, I'm sorry. Look, I know we fucked up the metric system, so America has a very bad time actually adapting things that haven't been around for far too long. However, beetles should be called Beat Boods. Anyway, here's the Beat Boot himself. He may be slow, he can't jump high, but he can throw out like a black hole? Well, no, that's probably not a black hole or we'd all be dead, but it is, however, just a fucking gravity well that he is balled up and throws. Anyway, Gravity Beetle already has invincibility frames when he charges. He's very easy to read though. Again, slow, can't jump high. His most threatening thing is the actual throw attack, because that bounces off the walls and actually moves at a speed where it can trick you. You see, if that went on longer, it would have maybe gotten me. But yeah, no, this is a very slow fight. Okay, so now he's doing new things, and yeah, like I said, hardest part of the fight, and now he throws out a second one. Thankfully that one didn't bounce around as much, but it was still a second projectile, which is worrying in this fight. But he's dead. That's all there is to it. It was kind of a difficult stage. Not one I would recommend first, because of course, if you don't defeat Blast Hornet, then there's gonna be boxes in the way of an otherwise easy heart tank, and if you don't have the right armor, you can't get, I think that was the pink capsule back there that you might have noticed that I didn't actually use. And I'm sorry I was too busy mentioning the Japanese names of Mavericks to point that out, but if you're playing along yourself, you might not want to use that pink capsule either, for reasons I will explain later. For now, we've gotten the Gravity Beetle's ability, so I think that's good enough for this episode. See you next time.